Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Quick look here at AVAX, seeing what's going on. This has since broken fairly bearish since we talked last. Quite the shift in momentum. We're going to talk about this and see if this might be worth shorting in the relative near future. I don't see any confirming factors, but we're trending towards that potential, especially if Bitcoin retraces to fill its CME gap. Not saying that's going to happen either. We really just need to see if 70K is going to hold this week. But at this point, AVAX is exuding some bearish qualities there, so we'll double check. That and liquidation. If you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hope you can learn something today. Do me a favor, hit the like button, comment below if you could. Just help grow the channel. Furthermore, too, if you want to become a better trader, do yourself a favor as well. Join us over at cryptocash.tech. We got Trading Academy, Community, and Signals Group. Sweet profit here recently from, what was it? We took Filecoin 38% in 4 days. An older RSR trade, of course, but Matic 22% in 2 days, and then Solana 4 days, 42%. So, but a nice little profit-taking weekend for us here, and we did just open a long position with Cardano. In case you're curious, feel free to watch my video so you'll see kind of what I'm referring to there. When it comes to liquidation, though, let's jump on in. So we can see that there's still some liquidation levels left up here at about $60. I still feel confident AVAX can hit that level, but it really depends on what happens here next, okay? So the truth is, AVAX is kind of a toss of a coin for the moment, but majority of liquidation was swept. We just have this new levels of liquidation here that coming in based on the more recent bearish type of divergence, or just Bitcoin hitting its top, so to speak, and some people expecting Bitcoin to continue to retrace, which would make sense because it's overextended, but it doesn't make sense because there's so much money flowing into that coin. We'd have to sell a tremendous amount to see it drop. So again, a lot of reasons why this coin could totally be fine, especially because it's responding, kind of knee-jerk responses to Bitcoin sell-offs. So AVAX is interesting. It's going up minorly when Bitcoin goes up, but it's dropping more when Bitcoin retraces. So it's like a 2x drop versus a 1 or a half x increase, concurrent with Bitcoin, if that makes any sense. So anyways, we got this ascending trend here. In fact, we probably want to tighten this up a little bit just based on daily candlestick closures. I think I drew that out based on simple moving averages, which a lot of times do run concurrent with the price action. So we can see that 20-day SMA running there with that. Losing that level would confirm some bearish type of divergence. We can also see a lack of volume here. Not loving that. Yesterday, even though it was higher volume day, still very low compared to the previous couple of weeks. Now, we can't expect the price action or the volume to be that high all the time, but now that we've dissipated here, we can expect price action to be kind of funky or not super strong. If we do zoom in a little bit here, we can kind of see $54. That's still that strong support range, secondary to this previous resistance range at 43. So 43 and 54 are two very, very important levels for AVAX. Okay? Being above both of those is important. That's helpful. We're also over 50 in the RSI, even though we're pulling back, nothing too crazy here. Stochastic swinging up and MACD diverging. So these are all just kind of whatever. There's nothing spectacular with that. I would say the daily time frame doesn't look phenomenal, but we are above this ascending trend, this 20-day SMA, and over 50 on the RSI. That's generally conceived as still a bullish scenario. Okay, so by no means is the sky falling because we're retracing by a certain margin, top to bottom, 7-8% in 12 hours, 16 hours. That's really not that terrible. What is terrible is losing 50 on the RSI, though. I do not like to see this potential. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but we're trending towards that. If we do lose that, that would be a confirming factor for me to consider a short position. If other factors are present, keep in mind, stochastic swinging down here still kind of early. We could have more divergence. MACD diverging here too as well. Not loving this here. The only thing we have in place here is that support level at about $54, which is roughly 4% away from here. So the price could very well continue lower for AVAX. Taking a look at the hourly here. This is where things can get interesting depending on how you look at things. We were testing this lower lead on the cloud here multiple times. With lagging span being free and clear and the conversion line below the baseline, there's a lot of reasons why a short position might be more viable than a long at this point. I would say I'm generally leaning more towards a short on this coin than I am versus a long, just based on resistances resistances holding in place. We got rejected pretty hard by this 0.786 fib level. And then concurrently, we didn't bounce off of this ascending trend line, or sorry, the parallel trend line, effectively the range-bound trend line. We can see at 57 being the top side and 53 being the low side. That level is working potentially as a resistance against us. So if the price does end up bouncing, we could see the rejection now because it did not hold like it should have. I know yesterday I talked about getting it at 57.25 as a potential area. we had a lot of invalidations as to why that's not the case anymore. So try not to attach yourself to just being long on AVAX because yesterday looked like a good long position. Today, based on how it's responding poorly to Bitcoin selling off, retracing, and or increasing, it's looking pretty weak, and it would make sense for AVAX to continue to reject off of this $57 mark. We could even go as low as, look at the 15-minute time frame and kind of verifying a few key factors here too. Oftentimes in the 15-minute, I like to look at RSIs being under 50 at this point, not a great sign. I also like to look at generally my CC Golden indicator, and this does give us confirmation that there's no buy signals in the last 24, well, more so 12 hours here, and that's not really a good sign. So to me personally, I don't really like what I see here for AVAX. It's looking pretty weak. And again, this lack of response from Bitcoin, or to Bitcoin's more recent hold to this level, leads me to believe we're going to see the price come down even further. So AVAX is giving us a lot of bearish signs here. I'm leaning more towards the price pulling back to that $54 range, possibly even lower, depending on how Bitcoin recovers or sustains its current price action. A lot of this hinges on Bitcoin. So I would say wait for today's candlestick to close. We close below 70,000 again for Bitcoin. I think AVAX is more prone to retesting that 54 or lower mark. Okay? So again, just be careful. I would not recommend high leverage or any massive amount of position size with this coin. This coin is definitely looking kind of shaky, and I don't love it, so just be careful in how you trade it right now. All right, hope that made sense and I described this correctly. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you trade AVAX and other awesome coins on BingX, the best exchange in the world, in my personal opinion. Same with our community too. We love this exchange. Nice rewards. Use my link to register, but more important, no KYC or VPN required. Check them out. I think they're really awesome. I think you're going to like them. So let me know if you like that. Comment below, of course. Love to hear your feedback. Help grow the channel. Hit the like button too as well. Thank you so much. We'll see you in the next one. Hope you have a good rest of your day.